Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another Married at First Sight season 11 episode, I want to say 6. Is this 6? It might be 6. If it's not 6, I'll change it in the title. Either way, we're here. Okay, so y'all, comment read was super lit. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for calling in, joining in, video chat, all that good stuff. We had such a good time. Y'all made me pull up receipts, okay, on my phone. We was watching parts of the episode, debating, arguing, all that good stuff, okay? Like I always say, it's okay to disagree with me. Just leave it down in the comments and join me for the comment read so that we can discuss it. That's all that I ask. That's all that I ask. So, with all of that being said, if you did not subscribe to my channel last week, I'm not sure why you wouldn't, but you should, okay? I'm trying to hit 1,000, so hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Y'all, I'm goofy. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You guys, let's get into this review, okay? Now, we're going to go scene by scene, but we're not going to be so detailed as always because it wasn't really nothing to be that detailed about, okay? So let's just get into it. Let's go. All right, so the honeymoon is over. Everybody's going back home, and it's time to move in with each other. Immediately, you guys, everyone's moving into their apartments together immediately, okay? And then they're going to go pick up their stuff. Now, I did notice something really funny, right? When they were waking up to get ready to go home, you know, Miles was the one sleeping in this time, okay? He was the one, oh, no, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up, but he had to get up. Okay, so Amelia and Bennett are in the bed and they're talking about their dreams, okay? So, what's his name? Bennett had a dream about putting on a face mask. His father was showing him how to put on the face mask. I said, okay. Come to find out, Amelia's friend gave her a butt mask the day of their wedding. A butt mask. Why? The butt mask is supposed to make it firm and soft at the same time? How? Yo, I was cracking up. Like, I can't. And they want us to know that. So they showed this to us. And I enjoyed it. I did. So when Karen and Miles first moved into the apartment, the first thing Miles wants to know is like, you know, okay, I could put my Xbox here. And you know, Karen's like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. She's concerned that he's a gamer. And we're like, girl, all guys be gaming, okay? It's just about how intense they are with their gaming. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it, okay? Every now and then, everyone needs to escape. And I'm assuming that that's maybe his escape, okay? So they go into the spare room. In the spare room, you guys, they're discussing, like, he's like, oh, this can be, you know, well, she says her office, okay? He says that it can be, I guess, the doghouse. I think he meant to say more of a man cave, but it came off as the doghouse, of him being in the doghouse where he gonna go to sleep when he gets in the doghouse. And she's like, well, don't be in the doghouse that much, or don't get caught, don't be put in the doghouse. Y'all, I don't know. Either way, the guest room is now an office/dog room. Doghouse. Dog something. Okay, I'm like, what? Why? I really think he meant to say man cave and it just came off like with dog house, because he didn't say when I'm in a dog house. He just said like the dog house, and I think he just, y'all get it. Y'all get it. But anyway, she said something to him like, can you go get my stuff? Can you go carry my stuff? And when she did it, it just rubbed me wrong. Something about the way she asked him to go get her stuff just really rubbed me wrong, y'all. I don't know what it was about that statement that just made me, it was like she felt entitled at that moment. I saw the entitlement in her face. Like, you don't want to give this man no hugs. You don't want to give him no kisses, but you want to reap all the benefits. Once again, that's a Karen thing. She's a taker. And Miles is a giver, because he goes and gets all the stuff. Now, Christina and Henry move in, okay? And Christina is just still basically saying that she wants Henry, like, make a move, okay? Do something with me. Do something to me. Anything. I'll take anything, okay? But Henry just wants to take it slow. He just wants to take it slow. Yeah, y'all, their interactions just, yeah, that's what I get from it. when Olivia and Brad first get to their house, the first thing they want to talk about is like how the cats need to be set up and how we need to do this for the cats and do that for the cats. And I'm just like, oh, look at them and them daggone cats. Okay. So like, she makes a comment about the washing machine and dryer, talking about his clothes. And she was like, oh, you can't leave them in there because they'll start smelling. He's like, I know how to work a dryer. Just because the man doesn't make six figures doesn't mean he doesn't know how to work a dryer, Olivia. I don't understand why that comment was necessary. What does his clothes, what does the dryer have to do with anything? The girls this episode really did something to me, okay? They really was like working on my last nerve, okay? Between Cameron, Olivia, and Christina, I don't know who I want to like, just snatch up the most at this moment. But we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Okay, so the first house they go to is Olivia's house, okay? And Olivia is just like, I want Brad to like, love my house. It's so beautiful. It's so antique. It's so everything. And Brad's like, it's old, okay? It gave me old vibes. I mean, I'm not really feeling it, okay? He's like not sold on it, okay? No matter what, Olivia thinks her house is the bomb, and he's like, nah, I don't, nah. Okay, she discusses like, maybe you can move in with me, and he's like, I mean, I like this part of the town. This is the best part of the town to live in, but I don't know about this house per se. He didn't say that, but that's what he wanted to say, okay? He'll think about it. He'll consider it. Y'all, don't nobody want to move in that old lady house with her, okay? So now it's time to, get to Amelia's house, okay? And Amelia's house is big, okay? She has a lot of roommates. She has a lot of family. It's like just a big house, okay? And Bennett, y'all, got a mask on the back of his head. And when I looked up from taking my notes, I said, what a mask, y'all. You gotta love Bennett, don't you? You just got to, okay? That he's going through her book, her high school yearbook, and he realized that she was the homecoming queen. And he's like, never in my life in high school and none of that did I ever think I would be married to the homecoming queen. And I'm like, no, I didn't think you would either. Like, I didn't even think she would be homecoming queen. So I guess it is what it is. And he just doesn't want to mess it up. I don't think you can, Bennett. I don't think you can. But anyway, Brad, we get to go to Brad's house. Now, Brad is excited about his house, okay? Because no matter what, Brad talks about how he's not, a big spender. He doesn't make a lot of money, but he's proud of his house because he bought this house and, he loves it. And I'm like, that's right. He invested, he made this money. He put it down on his house. And, it's a good thing to be a homeowner. And he takes pride in that, okay? So he goes in there, right? And he's showing Christina around, okay? He's showing her his big kitchen. He's showing her everything. And the whole time he's doing that, she's just like, it's dirty. I expected for someone who takes good care of themselves to have a better house. Like, there's no decorations, there's no decor, there's nothing. First of all, he's a man. What much more did you expect? Second of all, that's his house. You talking about decor, girl. Anybody can decorate. You can come in and decorate. Why must you make that the biggest deal? Why not celebrate this man actually owning a home? I don't understand. It's like she wanted to nitpick a little bit with just a little bit of everything. Y'all, I wasn't here for it, okay? I'm not really liking Olivia's attitude. I'm not really liking the vibes I'm starting to get from her. It's coming off real snobby. It's coming off real obnoxious. It's coming off like real entitled. I don't like it. Because instead of celebrating this man, the fact that he actually went and bought a house, you want to sit there and tear apart every little thing. Why does it matter that he didn't decorate his house to the fullest? It doesn't matter. He's a man. First of all, he doesn't even care. As a wife, you move into his house and you decorate how you want. Obviously, he doesn't care. It wouldn't be a problem. So I don't understand what the problem is. But it's a problem, y'all. It's a problem. Inside of Brad's house, he has a large computer. And that's concerning for Olivia because large computers mean that you're a gamer. Y'all, these girls in these games and these guys in these games, everybody is a gamer, okay? Everybody like to play the game. Guys like to play the game. Some girls like to play the game. That doesn't mean they sit on the game all day. Don't get me wrong. There are some who do. But, like, let him live. He's a bachelor. He's been in his house. He probably was playing a game. He ain't had nothing else to do. He probably not a TV watcher. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the problem? I don't know. So we get to go to Bennett's little tiny house, okay? And when Amelia goes into Bennett's house, Amelia's like a little unsure, okay? Now the thing that got me is that Bennett goes, "Can you take off your shoes?" And that got to me because I didn't see, you know, Bennett the type of guy that says, "Take off your shoes," because he's so free-spirited. He's so out there. He's so everything. So I was just like, that's weird to hear from Bennett. Like, I didn't expect it. But anyway, she takes off her shoes and she's just like, "I love this house. Like, it's amazing. He built it." Exactly. Yes. Take some points, Olivia. She's happy because he built it, okay? She enjoyed it because it's something of his that he put his time and he invested in. Just like Brad did with his house. So, but anyway. Back to Amelia and Bennett, okay? Bennett shows her the hat that he wanted to wear on his wedding day. And she was like, "Oh my God, I would have been head over heels for you in that hat." And like I told y'all, he should have just worn a hat because I knew she was going to let a hat. I watched the review. I think it was review one. I knew she was going to let a hat go. I knew it. I knew it. But anyway, yeah, so, that's pretty much what happened with their houses, okay? So Pastor Cal meets up with Woody and Armani and they want to have a conversation, okay? They want to get to the nitty gritty. They want to get down into some details and start discussing some stuff, okay? We're going to discuss finances. We're going to discuss who want kids. We're going to discuss intimacy. So Dr. Cal asked them, you know, are they attracted to each other? Of course they are. Have they had sex? Of course they had. Are they using protection? Of course not. But let Amani tell it, it's not all the time. It's just sometimes, okay? So Pastor Cal says, "So are you trying to have a baby? Like, what's the deal?" And she's like, "Oh, no. It was just one time, you know, not like an everyday thing." And Woody's like, "Well, I was trying to have a honeymoon baby." And they're like, "Boy, go take a seat. Go take a seat." And I'm like, "Yes, Woody, you doing the most. As always, you doing the most." But anyway, they start talking about communication, okay? And this is where things get a little heated, okay? Because I don't even know how we got on this subject, y'all, but we got on the subject about Amani cutting her hair. And Amani was like, so if I went and cut my hair one day, you would expect me to tell you to get your approval for that or talk to you about that? And Woody's like, "Yes, that's a big decision. Like, you're not gonna have any hair." And she's like, "Well, I wouldn't, so what, you wouldn't be attracted to me? I don't have to tell you what I'm doing with my hair." And he was like, "Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't be attracted, but I mean, that's a big change. That's a drastic change." And she's like, "So," he goes, "What if I got up and, you know, decided I didn't want my job no more and I just left my job?" She's like, "Me cutting my hair has nothing to do with me quitting my job and not being able to pay bills. They are not the same." And I'm like, they are not the same. If she wants to get up one day and decide to cut her hair, I do think that she should communicate that to her husband to get his idea, because at the end of the day, if that's the man that you choose, you will want him to be attracted to you, okay? So I think cutting your hair is drastic, but do you have to ask for permission? Absolutely not. Should you take in consideration with their feelings about it? Absolutely. And that's pretty much what we got down to in the midst of the heated argument that they were having, because at one point it seemed like Woody was saying, "I wouldn't be attracted to you if you cut your hair," and she was like, "Attraction doesn't always have to deal with physical appearance, okay? So let's get that straight. Let's get that straight." And by the way, I don't have to tell you nothing. Come to find out that Woody feels that type of way because he had a conversation with his ex-girlfriend about them having a baby. And when the time came, she ended up getting an abortion because she didn't take his feelings in consideration about the situation. So he feels like whenever there's a decision that needs to be made, communication needs to happen, which I understand, and so did Imani. But like I said before, there's nothing wrong with running that by your spouse. Okay, I think I want to cut my hair. What are your ideas on you? Do you need that permission? Absolutely not. But should you take it into consideration? Absolutely. Men are visual creatures, okay? They see things they like. They see things they like. So if they see something they don't like it. They don't like it. So, Amani, just for future references, if you think about cutting your hair, girl, talk to your man first, okay? Take his thoughts into consideration, because he has to look at your bald head just like just like you do. Y'all was cracking up. I mean, the severity of it in the moment was intense, okay? But I'm just like, don't cut your hair, girl. You're gonna be out here looking like Tiffany Haddish, and we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. So now it's time for Karen to, get to see Mal's apartment. And when Karen sees Mal's apartment, she goes in and with her little finger and she's looking for the dirt, okay? She's looking for the mess. She's looking for something to complain about because Karen is a Karen. So Karen goes in there and she's looking around and she's, want to nitpick and everything. And they go in his room and she's like, oh my God, you have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of shoes. You have a lot of clothes. Don't get me wrong. Mal's does have a lot of shoes and a lot of clothes, okay? A lot of shoes and a lot of clothes. But so does she, y'all. She got just as much stuff as he got. But she's just like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to deal with living with somebody and, sharing my space. Girl, I don't know how y'all going to do it because between his shoes, his clothes, your clothes, y'all might not even have a room. You might want to turn the guest room / doghouse / office into a closet. I think that's what y'all should do. Just saying. And since I said that, we're not going to discuss Karen's apartment. We just going to move past that, okay? now, Henry has a cute little apartment or whatever, and he doesn't have any food. It's empty. She's talking about how she's a cooker and she doesn't understand when he's the type of guy that likes the pop in a hot pocket and stuff like that. And I'm like, Henry's a man. He's not out here just trying to cook, especially probably not for himself. Like, who wants to do that? He probably just be like, I'll eat whatever and just go on about his business. But for Christina, that's a little alarming. Then we find out that Miss Christina, I like to cook and all this good stuff, ain't got no apartment really, okay? She kind of just lived in a car, the whole car, okay? You sitting there complaining about this man's house and you live in a car. Make it make sense, Christina, because I don't understand. I don't understand. Not only does Christina live in a car, y'all, she has the nerve to want to get back to their apartment and move some furniture around and do some extra stuff because it's not comfortable. She don't like this here. She don't like this here. Sis, you live in a car. You live in a car. Make it make sense. Henry is like, I'm confused about where she said she lived. And I think we all confused about where she said she lived, y'all. I feel a liar. Okay? Even, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Something not right. Something's not, feeling too right about Christina, okay? This flight attendant who lives in a car, who just moved here from somewhere else, who has an apartment but doesn't really have an apartment, wants to move furniture around, be judgmental, but ain't got her stuff together. That's what it seems like. Just saying. So when Pastor Cal meets with Brett and Olivia, y'all. Okay, so Olivia says that, marriage is not pretty much what she expected. It's a lot harder than she expected. And Brad's like, yeah, I signed up for this, so I knew what to expect, so I'm ready. I'm all in it, or whatever the case may be. So they start talking about finances, and we find out that there is a problem with the finances, like I mentioned in one of my other reviews, because I was always on point, y'all. I'll be right there with them. So, like I said, Christina was going to have a problem with spending her money on Brad. I said that because that's exactly what she said. She said she wants to do things, she wants to go places, and he can't come with her because he doesn't want to spend his money. And he's like, well, you could spend it, you could pay for it and I'll go. And she's like, but I don't want to pay for it. And I'm just like, well, then what do you expect if he doesn't make that much money? Like, he's like, I'm not about to risk my retirement for to go live and spend money and do stuff that you want to do when you have the money to do it. Like, it doesn't balance. They start talking about how she can't budget, and he's like, oh, because I invest my money into my house. Oh, yes, that's very responsible of me. That's very irresponsible of me. And I'm like, ooh, I knew from the beginning that them and that money was going to be a problem, okay? You can tell by the way that Olivia's whole attitude, demeanor, everything changed when she found out that that man did not make a lot of money, okay? I know she probably thought he didn't make as much money, but when she found out that he didn't make a lot of money at all, she was a little disappointed because, like I said, she wants the finer things in life, and that's fine. She can afford that, but her husband can't, and she's not ready to be like, well, I'll front the bill, let's go. Okay, I'll front the bill, let's go. Because this is not Marrying Millions, you guys. This is Married at First Sight. Just saying. Just saying. Well, I will say this. When Olivia started crying about the fact that she wanted the husband to go on trips and do stuff with, and she wanted a playmate and a play date and all that other stuff, she starts crying. And I thought Brett got upset and he was walking away, but he really went to go get a tissue. And I thought that was really sweet of Brett, okay? I'm starting to see another side of Brett, and I know, don't y'all come attack me. Don't y'all come attack me. But I'm kind of starting to see a different side of him, and I'm liking it, okay? I'm seeing something that's a little bit more genuine, a little bit more real, a little bit more raw than what he's been showing us. Yeah, he may not have been perfect in the beginning, but I'm starting to think that, you know, he's an upstanding guy. He's just a guy. And sometimes guys just rub you wrong. But I'm starting to really, like, you know, this episode made me feel some type of way about him. Because he is who he is and he owns it, okay? He's not trying to put up a front and make it seem like he's somebody he's not. He's very straightforward about, you know, what he has, what he doesn't have, where he lives, where he would like to live, what he would like to have, and things like that. And I can deal with it. I can definitely deal with it, especially from this episode. I can deal with it. But Dr. Cal does kind of like reinforce them and let them know, like, listen, finances is not the number one cause of divorce. The number one cause of divorce is how you communicate about finances. I just feel like Olivia was turned off completely when she found out how much money Brett makes, okay? She's attracted to him physically, like she said. He works out. He takes good care of himself. So that's why she was a little, you know, taken back about how he lives according to her. And then the fact that he doesn't make a lot of money is like the icing on the cake for her, because she's just trying to figure out, like, how did I get here and why am I here? I just really, at this point, don't understand why they would even match them two together with that big, you know, gap in finances on how much they make, especially when it's the opposite way around than traditionally. Because usually the man makes a lot and the woman, you know, makes a little lesser than the man. So in this case, it's going to be a big thing, I feel like Olivia just wants a play date, okay? She wants somebody to hang out with, play with, and have fun with. And she's not really into this whole mindset that once we get married, it's a us thing, okay? Because like she said, she don't want to pay for him to go on a trip. She want him to pay for her to go on. She wants him to pay for his side and she paid for her side. And I'm like, if he take you out to dinner, would you expect for you to split the bill with him? Like, you can take the man to a baseball game. Y'all can go on a trip. Y'all can, you know, front a trip. You can pay for it. He could buy the food. Y'all can do stuff. It don't have to be you just fronting everything. He didn't say he didn't have any money. He just said he ain't have a lot of money. Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand it, y'all. So now Pastor Cal comes to sit down with Henry and Christina, y'all. And y'all, I'm just gonna sum it up. Basically, Henry tells Christina that she's like more like a friend, okay? Because she's obnoxious, she's rude, she's impatient, he can't take it, period. That's what it sounds like, okay? He friend zoned her. This is why he won't make a move. So the whole time, Christina's over there hoping Pastor Cal can help him make a move and get things together. He basically over there already friend zone sis, okay? He is not here for it. Is he attracted to her? Yes, he's attracted to her. But like that, not really. Okay, that's why it's moving so slow. Because when he had all these chemistry with these other women where things was moving faster, it was because he was attracted and, you know, they had chemistry. He already friend zoned her. He friend zoned her when her dress got stuck in that door. I'm just saying. No, he friend zoned her when she started flipping out about them earrings while he was trying to explain his life story to her. That's what happened. That's what happened. So yeah, that's basically what happened with them, y'all. They ain't discussing no kids. They ain't discussing no finances. They ain't discussing no romantic stuff, no sex, no nothing. They not holding hands. They not kissing. Like I said before, they not doing nothing, okay? Because he friend zoned her. I didn't think I was going to hit at this episode, okay? I thought he really was just being awkward, but it comes to find out that Henry really don't like Christina like that, y'all. So I guess y'all was right when y'all was saying that he don't like Christina like that. And I'm like, well, I guess Henry don't like Christina like that. Y'all got me on that one. Y'all definitely got me on that one. So Pastor Cal goes and sits and talks to Amelia and Bennett, and they talk about how they met. They talk about how they met before and how, you know, she remembers one time and he remembers another time. And they talk about how they discuss the fact that they talked about having children and how, you know, Ben is reconsidering the fact of having natural children and how Amelia is reconsidering adoption. And, you know, they're kind of leaning towards each other's sides of the plans, which can be good. They can have natural kids and adopt kids, whatever they want to do. They all on board, okay? Amelia is like, as long as he's fine with taking care of the kids and I'm bringing home the money, then we're fine. And Pastor Cal's like, oh, they are definitely not traditional. Nothing about you guys are traditional. I'm like, absolutely not. But we do get to a point where we start to realize that it may be a problem when it comes to them moving, because Benny feels like, you know, I already invested, you know, my life here. My life is here. My house is here. My family is here. Like, this is where I'm stable. So I don't know if I'm willing to, you know, move away for you, because, you know, like, this is a big deal. So once again, you guys, now tell me if I'm wrong. Did we ever really get to a resolution when it comes to the fact of Bennett moving, if this actually happened? Because I feel like we didn't. I don't know if I missed it. If I did, put it down in the comments. But I think we still haven't gotten a straight answer from Bennett when it comes to the fact of him moving away for Amelia. That I'm still not clear on. So if y'all remember or y'all seen it and I missed it, let me know, because I need to know if he's willing to make that move. I need to know. So now Pastor Cal goes and meet with Karen and Miles. Okay, now this is the thing. Okay, so Karen and Miles are talking to Pastor Cal, and Pastor Cal asks, you know, Karen, like, are you attracted to Miles? And Miles, are you attracted to Karen? And Miles is like, yes, I'm attracted to her. And she's like, he's handsome. And he was like, oh, she said I'm handsome. She said I'm handsome. Being all extra. And I'm just like, Miles, stop it. Okay, you're being thirsty. Let's cool off a little bit, okay? Let her chase you for a minute, okay? He asked them, have they talked about having sex? And, you know, he's just like, oh, we're just gonna be patient. We're just gonna take it there. You know, we find out that Karen is still afraid, still nervous and everything, and she has a breakdown, okay? She has a breakdown. She's crying, and Mal starts crying because she's crying, I think. And she's crying because she's like, I just need him to be real. Like, I don't trust it, you know? I need trust. I need to be able to trust him, because I don't know. I've been here before. I've seen, you know, the person, you know, seem like everything was perfect, and then they turn around and have a child on me, okay? She brings up that old past experience, and she's like, I just need to be able to know that I could trust him. And I feel like he's putting on his best foot, you know, putting his best foot forward. And I started to think about that, and I'm like, do you think a man who's putting his best foot forward will tell you that he is diagnosed with clinical depression? Do you feel that a man who wants you to think that he is perfect will tell you that he's been diagnosed with clinical depression and he takes medicine for it? I don't see that being a guy who wants to put his best foot forward, okay? I don't see it. You know, Miles is still sitting there trying to, you know, convince her that he's not that guy, and he's going to do the best that he can to prove that to her, and he's going to be patient, okay? And Dr. Cal's like, well, how patient can you be, okay? Because this isn't a happy wife situation, okay? This isn't a happy wife, happy life. This is a happy spouse, happy life situation, okay? She's just like, she's not really buying it. She tells him, like, I don't want you to put your feelings on the back burner for me, because I need to know who you really are. I need to see you in your feelings. I need to see you, you know, be upset. I need to see you be impatient. I need to see you, you know, come out of your shell and show me the real you. Communicate. Tell me when you're feeling some type of way, so that we can figure out if we can communicate effectively and make this relationship work. Which makes sense to me, and I understand that, because if Miles continues to be a doormat, she's going to continue to walk over him. And instead of him being aggressive or assertive and putting his foot down and saying, listen, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, but you got to do something. You got to meet me halfway. Pastor Cal also lets him know, like, you need to figure out what you want, because you're so focused on what she needs that you're not even asking her from what you need from her. And the marriage goes both ways, okay? It's not just about what you want. It's not just about what you want. It's about what we want and how we can do this together, okay? So I felt that, and I was like, it was a little intense, these conversations that they had with Pastor Cal, y'all. Everybody sitting there crying. At one point or another, everybody thought they was happy, and the next thing you know, everything went left. This is the thing. I really feel like Karen needs to start letting those walls down, and Miles needs to start being a little more assertive. Okay, I think Woody and Amani are going to have, difficulties in their marriage, but I think they'll be able to communicate as long as the experts involve themselves. I like the fact that Pastor Cal was there talking to them and, helping them and, getting them into the mood and the vibe and, like trying to, hit these problems head on. I like that he forced these conversations so that way they'll learn ahead of time, like some of the things that they need to start working on. The idea of him coming in the very beginning was great, okay? I'm glad that they didn't wait 4 weeks in for him to come sit down with them after they done tried to fix each other, fix other people, talk to each other about their problems and go all haywire and try to, depend on the other couples going through their problems to help them with their problems, okay? I'm glad that Pastor Cal stepped in the beginning. But, y'all, I'm really just, that's pretty much the episode. Yeah, not much happened. We moved in. We got through some issues. And that's pretty much it. Yep, that's it. But I enjoyed this review, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you leave those comments down so we can discuss them all in the comment read on Saturday. I can't wait to hang out with you all. Peace.